Anyway, we have got Azer versus Apathy. Two of our lovely higher tiered players. It's kind of hard to say who's actually our highest tier of players at this point, besides the completely obvious few like Lunchables and Oracle. And Adam, Strong Bad. And then there's some inactive players that I would put in there, but as the term inactive suggests, they do not currently play very much right now. Or at least not enter.
Definitely a lot of killers still, and I'd say that these two are folks who I've been watching for quite some time. Azer I knew well before he started getting into competitive Smash, and I think that he just has like a really brilliant mind, especially when it comes to the item game. He's so on point as to knowing exactly where everything is, which sounds kind of silly, but it's so important whenever you're playing a character like Snake. And I think that his item management skills might actually help him in regards to dealing with some of the projectile game that we're going to be seeing from Apathy as well. So, curious little clash here. Apathy starting off very strong, though, 77 towards Azer's 9. And that up B not really doing Azer any favors at all. What does he need to do in this first stock really to switch things around?
Hit him, for one. Get something started and don't drop it. We were earlier we were seeing players who it was Havoc and American Bowser who would hit each other a couple times and then whiff something and then just drop it and trade places. So pretty much he just needs to not, you know, drop things, which it seems he's not doing the best job of, which it's not easy against a small character like Toon Link.
It feels less like he's not dropping things, but more so he's not getting the right kinds of openings. He's been getting a little bit of pot shots here and there with some of the projectiles, but Apathy's done a good job with his own projectiles of shutting down a lot of Azer's approaches.
Yeah, you would expect a Toon Link main to have a comparable item game. Oh.
Puts him to sleep, has just enough time to go ahead. But you touched on it before. He has to be able to capitalize on moments like that, and doesn't really manage to do so. Apathy putting on that extra credit and really padding this lead right now. I love the little jab reset, but Azer was still able to sneak away with the grab, not quite able to secure that kill just yet.
Yeah, not sure if Toon Link has a true jab reset, because there's at least two different tiers of jabs. Ones that have a true reset where they have to like mash to do an input, and ones like I play Lucario, like Lucario's, to where it's something like the jab is powerful enough that it doesn't get a full reset. It gets a reset that is very easy to mash an action into. So it makes some grab and throw and like tech follow-ups a lot harder.
And that explains why he's able to sneak away from with the grab last time.
Well, I mean, you can't always buffer the action, so it's hard to say without like actually playing the character or saying, oh yes, I know this for fact, whether it's a true jab reset or not, not a true reset.
Well said.
I am quite eloquent in speech. Not really, in case you haven't noticed.
Words are hard sometimes. Words are hard.
Words are never easy. Anyway, after having quite a decent little lead here, I don't know how often these guys play. I don't remember the last time I saw them play against each other or how it went, but they're both players who have improved quite a bit recently, I believe.
And Apathy in particular, I'd say, is one of those players who I look for whenever it comes to improvement. I remember when he first started coming out, and he wasn't really placing too high, definitely in the double digits, and here he is, top 8, squaring off against one of DFW's finest. In my eyes, I would say that he is one of like our best players. Definitely not on that same level of players like Luck, players like Strong Bad, etc.
I suppose that judgment goes towards how many you want to put in the best player tier.
Yeah.
Like, there can only be so many top tiers, but characters like characters like Lucario are not top tier, but he's definitely high tier, for example.
I guess for me, like, I think about it this way. If there was a crew battle with Dallas, Azer's one of those folks that I really expect to be on those front lines.
Of course. Snake is always a strong character, and Azer's a pretty strong player, and then he dies by his own mind. Tragic.
Very unfortunate, too. We praised him on some of his item management before, but he's having a really hard time really dealing with some of the projectiles that Apathy is throwing out. It feels like the tempo from Apathy is just a bit too much for him to keep up, and it's not really allowing him to set up as many traps as he would like, nor be as cognizant of some of the previous traps that he has already set up.
Apathy's doing a really good job of AGTing his bombs up, so he just stays in the air and is able to throw around so very many explosions.
All the explosions in the world. Apathy with a nice combo sequence here. It's going to be giving him a lot of stage control, but Azer, surprise Trank Dart while recovering. It's going to be just enough to knock out Apathy and knock him down to 1 stock.
This is still not looking the best for Snake, although he can live for quite a long time. His recovery is quite good, and then he dies. Anyway, gone to game 2.
I think that was an executional error.
Probably. It looks
part.
like he may have fast fell or something like that. He's shaking his head, not quite happy with how that's going.
I think Pooch might be heckling in the background as well.
Yeah, he does that. He's good at that. He is a heckler.
Right now, I'm looking at Pooch in the player game, and I just can't help but hear like Pooch telling like a really bad joke, and Birdman just has no idea what's coming.
Most of his jokes are pretty good. He's been staying with us for a little bit, and he's a funny, entertaining person. Falco.
Pooch is one of the funniest people you'll seriously meet, and he's just like a really good soul as well.
Yeah, he's a good person.
But yeah, the bird coming out. What's going through Azer's mind whenever you think about this swap?
His Falco is good. That's what's going through his mind. It's not top tier, but it's definitely a pretty good Falco. And he may get mollywopped and prove me a liar, but, you know, it's Falco. You don't, you know, if you compress your B button and your A button and do the thing really well, then it's kind of stifling to some characters.
And if we look at that last game as a frame of reference, whenever you consider the projectile game from both Azer and Apathy, Apathy won almost every single exchange. And the alternative to that is Azer going up close and personal, trying to shut out that projectile game at the very source itself. But Snake doesn't necessarily grant him those tools. So this swap to Falco gives him the better options at fighting up close while still putting on a little bit of pressure from the projectile standpoint using the laser.
I feel like Azer's not using his shine enough.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many of those Falco pillars that are known by a lot of standard Falcos, but at the same time, I don't see this as one of Azer's major characters, right? It's still a character that he's underdeveloped.
He's had this as a pocket for quite a while, apparently.
Yeah, but either way, you know, like you practice with pocket characters, but you might not necessarily have that same level of fluidity, perhaps.
And yet he's still keeping it even. I think he does need to use Shine more. Shine is really, really dumb, and it begins combos. It is a good combo tool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And surprisingly enough, Azer's found some decent utility out of these grabs, which is something you don't really say too much about Falco. There's a shine that you wanted before.
I think he heard me. Shine more.
Shine more.
Shine on, you crazy diamond. Or so, is that how it goes?
I don't know. Music is hard sometimes too.
Anyway.
Azer has been maintaining some nice stage control as well throughout the second stock.
In the first stock, he was doing a lot of up throw to nair attempts, and they were all missing. And at that time, I was thinking he should be doing back airs. And then he read my mind. What happened?
And they're going for a reset.
I don't know what happened. He wanted to get a better look at Shine. That's probably what happened. Your Pooch is correct. No, it's hexagonal.
Yeah, it's a hexagon.
Little blue hexagons all over the screen. What if Shine covered the entire screen? This would be a much different game.
Please, God, no.
No, it'd
Please,
be,
God,
it'd
no.
be fine. I don't know what you're so scared about.
Oh, man.
This is a magic Scrumpy what if.
Dude, Scrumpy's a god. Scrumpy's a god.
All right, so Azer is currently winning. He's doing Falco things a little bit better. Still not using Shine probably as much as he should. but he is using it more now.
One really big thing is that projectile
There we
pressure
go,
that we
F
saw from
smash.
Apathy in that last game. Shutout on all ends. Azer's been playing it really up close and personal, and that's been stifling Apathy from even pulling out bombs and boomerangs. But even when there's distance, Azer's done a good job with perfect shielding and power shielding a lot of the attempts to ensure that not only do those projectiles not really deal damage, but they also come back at Apathy himself.
Yeah.
So just great, honestly great adaptation from all fronts. The counter pick certainly working in his favor.
Oh my god! The
Pooch.
jab combo.
Pooch is getting lit off of that jab combo. I love it.
So I had both Pooch and Pixel, shoutouts to Pixel, staying with me at one point, and the number of times I heard low key made me never want to hear it again.
Pooch immediately responding
yeah.
with low key. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was good.
and
That was
Azer.
disgusting. I hate down air. Down air is a stupid move and should be banned from tournaments.
Azer responding so strong with that dare. You might hate that move, but I love it.
It's so dumb. It's just dumb.
Sometimes you just gotta twirl around and slam someone to the shadow realm with your feet.
Apparently
He
that
looks
is-
majestic.
No, he doesn't.
You're
He
right,
looks
he
like a
doesn't.
stupid stuffed bird.
Well, he is a stupid stuffed bird.
Well, exactly. Then he's
It's
not
a
majestic.
sensitive family topic, all right? It's a sensitive topic at the Lombardi household.
Apparently, I am watching some mediocre Lucario play off stream.
That's mean.
I am not a very nice person sometimes. I am very critical of people who play Lucario.
Understandable. Well, let's see if you can...
Pokemon Stadium number 2.
Apathy probably picked this because he wants a little bit of separation between him and Azer.
Separation between church and state, also known as Falco and Team.
Yeah, but the separation allows Azer to start up a projectile game of his own. Like we said, that laser, great at shutting out some of Apathy's options from afar as well. So Apathy has to find that sweet spot where Azer isn't comfortable using the laser, but Apathy is still comfortable using some of these projectiles. And I think that going up high might be his answer. The
Why
problem
would you
is...
ever not feel comfortable using your laser? Laser is a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move, true. But if you're too close, then sometimes like it's still a commitment to some extent.
If you miss it.
Well, yeah, but there's also like with these platforms, right? You can go over the laser and you can use the disjoints that Toon Link provides to go get around the laser and also be able to punish. You can't just push the button willy-nilly.
No, you really can sometimes.
Well, sometimes you can't, sure, if you have
Oh,
like the
God.
distance, but...
He really wanted it. The fully charged F smash and Apathy doing the smart move and rolling away. Or rolling in, actually. Yay, F smash. Falco things. I dislike Falco. I'm sorry at this biased character hating commentary. This is so unprofessional.
Sometimes you have to do that salty casting.
No, it's fine. I love Azer as a person. Falco is just my nightmare.
You're just giving the bird to the bird.
Oh, that's so sad.
Was it though? You smiled a little bit. I'm not gonna fault you for it, but you know I'm sad because you know I really like the way that this set has been going, and I know that Apathy for him like it's gonna mean a lot more for him if this was like clean all the way to the finish.
I mean, I don't know. Azer can definitely still bring this back as long as he doesn't get tanked too hard. That SC probably definitely cost him some momentum. Probably definitely, as I say. Yeah, that's death.
That's really big. That SD costed Azer a lot of momentum, and you can really see he's starting to play a bit more on tilt. But if he can take off this stock, maybe he might be able to bring his bearings back. Back air is a great option to do so. He
But
needs
it
to hold
doesn't
ledge,
matter
but
because he's dead.
That
He's
was
extremely dead.
one of the worst edge sequences I've ever seen.
Don't worry about it. It'll show up on GR Smash and we'll all be able to enjoy it again.
That's super duper unfortunate. Just so unfortunate.